Hey, it's Ubu, and today we're playing a game called Lakeside Walk in the Dolomites. It's developed by EMAD, and you can find the game on itch.io. Basically, we're taking a solitary walk through the park, and a lot of weird stuff starts to happen. And, yeah, that's as best as I can describe it at the moment, so it sounded interesting to me. I like sort of walking simulator games every once in a while, and I just assume that's what this is, because it is called a Lakeside Walk. But anyways, apparently the lake is also watching us, which is weird. Anyways, if you're not familiar with my channel, at the end of the video, I'll review the game and share my general thoughts on it. That's what I like to do here. So if you like the sound of that, stick around. I'd appreciate it. I guess we'll go ahead and just hit play. Oh, right into it. Look at that. Cool. I'm not really sure what that says. Interesting. Pretty cool ambience so far. I like the howl hooting. Hoot hoot. We have no sprint, by the way. So we are... Man, somebody better fix that light. It is, like, insanely dark out here, by the way. I don't recommend going out and having late night walks like this, like, ever. I don't care where you live. It's just weird. I don't know. It's a risk, especially if you have, like, bears or something where you live, or some kind of wild animals. Ben Vignoy and Alleghe. Just kidding. I really don't know how to say this. Alleghe, known as Ali. I'm so sorry if I'm butchering it. In the local dialect, as a small Venetian town with 1,087 inhabitants, nestled among the spectacular peaks of the Dolomites. Its most distinctive feature is the picturesque lake formed in 1771 following a landslide that detached from Mount Pies, modest peak on the right bank of the Cordovole River. The massive debris buried 3 villages, forever altering the landscape. That sounds awful. Despite its tragic origin, the lake is now the beating heart of local tourism. Its crystal clear waters reflect the towering walls of Mount Cavetta, attracting visitors from around the world, from skiing enthusiasts to hikers in pursuit of breathtaking views. Come visit us in this place that I cannot pronounce. Anyways, alright, sounds really cool. Hello? Oh, is that a bird? It's a duck. Oh. What is this? 45th annual night run around the lake. Hello. It's a mallard. What you doing, man? Oh, okay. Oh, no. The poor duck. Let's get out of here. So the lake is filled with lots of dead people, and they're angry. Hello? There's rustling. What could it be? A possum? A raccoon? What? I wasn't looking forward, I'm sorry. I was distracted by the pile of logs. So, yeah. Must have missed something there. Somebody stepped on a piano. Look at the sky, that looks cool. Great skybox. August 16th, 2025. Boat, light show, and fireworks. Wow. Oh, cool. Okay. lake is a perfect getaway for those seeking nature, sports, and recreation. The town offers a wide range of activities, running events, modern ski lifts, and entertainment for both adults and children. In summer, its lakes take on a blank. For fishermen's rowboats and pedal boats create a charming atmosphere. During the warmer months, the weekly Lakeside market draws tourists, offering local products and handicrafts. Is this some kind of weird, like, advertisement for this place? That is a huge mountain. Uh-oh, it's a lantern. Hello? Can't tell what's going on over there. Another faulty light. Oh, a swing. Must be the wind. Oh my goodness. Towards a sustainable balance. It is regrettable to acknowledge how the lake and its surrounding villages have become primarily tourist destinations. Despite possessing the resources to foster a thriving economy, local traditions such as woodworking, wrought iron craftsmanship, and gastronomy have almost disappeared, leading to a cultural impoverishment of the area. Although tourism has brought wealth, it is also reshaping the town's original identity. It is crucial to find a balance between tourism development, the preservation of traditions, and the environment to ensure a sustainable and prosperous future. I would say that's a fair point. The Lake of Shadows, the chilling disappearances of this word. Despite its timeless charm, the lake became infamous between the 1930s and 1940s, and once again in the 1980s due to a series of mysterious disappearances. Although the exact circumstances remain uncertain, it is believed that these events occurred near Lake Alleghe, as the last traces of the victims were discovered in its close proximity. The missing individuals, including men, women, and young people and adults, all vanishing without a trace in a phenomenon that seems to repeat itself cyclically over the decades. These occurrences, now collectively referred to as the Mysteries of Alleghe, have inspired numerous books attempting to shed light on what happened, but without ever solving the enigma. Even the film industry has turned its attention to these events, bringing the chilling stories of the Alleghe to the big screen. The lake is often portrayed as a symbol of a dark secret, one that has never been uncovered. The eerie aura that still lingers over the lake continues to fuel its mysterious allure, drawing those fascinated by the unknown to its waters. Holy crap, dude. Okay, we get it. Jeez. Stop making me read. Gosh. All right, here we go. I do like the way these, shadows and stuff look coming off the trees. They look really good. I just thought I would point that out. Oh God. Hey, who are you? Oh no. Bro, there's blood under that tree. I guess they have bleeding trees or whatever. Oh, jeez. Why would we ever do this? This doesn't make any sense. Like, we can enjoy the lake and all this stuff, but do we have to be out in the woods by ourselves at night? In the dark? Those are some really big birds. Holy crap. Oh, look. Oh, gosh. Okay. Balluno. February 14th, 1981. Families of the victims want the truth. Alleghe, and the mystery of the disappearances. For over 6 months, the small community of Alleghe has been shaken by a series of mysterious disappearances. 5 people, including 3 young women and 2 adults, have vanished without a trace. The case has sparked growing unease, bringing back memories of similar events in the 1930s and 1940s. At that time, a series of disappearances affecting at least 7 people remain unsolved, with investigations quickly dismissed due to lack of evidence. Some witnesses spoke of redacted presences. There were something ever confirmed. Today, history seems to be repeating itself. Local authorities have intensified their search efforts, but no concrete leads have emerged. More than 40 years have passed, but the scars left by the past disappearances are still fresh in our community's memory. It says L. DeToni, mayor of Alleghe. Families of the victims refuse to remain silent. With a determination reminiscent of past decades, they are insisting on a resolution to the case. Authorities have vowed to remain watchful, yet growing fear suggests the town may be facing another wave of mysterious disappearances. The case, recently reopened, remains a priority for local police, yet answers still seem out of reach. With each day that passes without answers, the mysteries of Alleghe grow ever deeper, stirring suspicions and giving rise to shadowy theories. Ooh. Alright. Okay. People disappeared and it's really awful. And we keep finding notes about it. Huh, that's weird. Hello? Oh god, I hear whispering. Bro, that's a coffin that's like broken open. Why are there coffins in this random building? Okay. That was weird. Okay, here we go. Off into the dark woods. At this point, we're kind of just asking for some kind of entity to kill us. Maybe we are an entity. Oh my gosh. Okay. April 6th, 2025. Still no leads. Investigating the recent disappearances, I have uncovered documents and testimonies linking these events to similar cases from the 1930s and the 1980s. The missing individuals seem to have vanished into the air, in thin air. No bodies have ever resurfaced. No traces have ever been found. This has been redacted, but it says local whispers tell of an ancient something bound to the lake. A sacrifice. Redacted, yet the elders remain silent. Redacted, reveal more. Elio R., a local fisherman, interviewed in 1932, claimed to have witnessed a faceless figure rise from the water moments before an inexplicable wave capsized his boat. An old local chronicle recounts that the mother of B. Padalin, a young man who vanished in 1980, swore she heard knocking at the door 3 days after his disappearance. When she opened it, she only found wet footprints on the floor. Hypothesis. The lake might conceal geological dangers, such as sudden backflows or whirlpools, but can nature really be selective in choosing its victims? And why do no bodies ever resurface? Could the missing individuals have desperately tried to escape from an isolated, lonely, and mentally stifling town? Some parish records mention strange events occurring near the lake in past centuries. They speak of bodies never... something, occult worshipping something in the water. Could there be recent disappearances? Okay. Alrighty then. So the lake is scary AF. What was that? Like some weird warbling. Warbling. Warbles. Oh, our flashlight broke, I think. Which way do we go? I guess this way? Yes, follow the broken lights. Okay, okay, maybe we don't go that way. Oh no. Oh god, the sky is turning red. Whoa, what the? What the hell? Bro, that's a UFO. Whoa! What the heck? Okay. Oh! The music hurts my ears. Help! Help! Whoa, whoa. What in the world? It's the Mediterranean Sea. Oh, shoot. That was cool, dude. Okay. This is really interesting. I didn't expect that ending, I'll tell you that. Weird stuff. Like, all of a sudden it's about aliens. Okay. Okay, we're back on the main menu, where now I'll review the game and share my general thoughts. So I start with visuals, and I would say the game visually is pretty okay for the most part. I think its fidelity and everything looks pretty cool. I like its art direction and everything, and its assets and what they used. I especially like the way the trees look, with lighting around and everything, and, you know, the foliage. All that looks pretty good. I don't really have any issues with it. The game is rather dark, but obviously I feel like that's kind of the point, to sort of add to the atmosphere and whatnot that's going on, sort of build that tension. So, other than that, I'd say visually the game is pretty cool. I don't really have any problems with it. In terms of audio, I would say audio is fairly strong as well. The game has pretty solid atmosphere throughout, with animal noises, kind of a wind sound here and there. You know, when the lights flicker or anything like that happens, everything I think sounds very appropriate for what's happening on screen. And I think that's really good. It's very complimentary to what you're experiencing. I think the only issue I have with the audio is at the very end when the UFO is picking you up, it was very shrill sounds. But other than that, I would say the audio was pretty solid from what I remember. In terms of mechanics, there's not really mechanics in this game other than walking and then reading stuff and then walking again. So that's kind of what I expected from the title of the game. So no complaints or anything there. I think it was maybe a little too much reading for my liking, because I start to just not... Once there's so much to read, it's like I don't really know what they're trying to tell me. Like it's almost like just bloated information. It becomes very redundant, like just everything talking about disappearances. I think it's interesting, and I'm not sure if this is like historically accurate information that's in the game or not, or if it's just all fictitious for the sake of the game. But I do find it interesting what they were going for, at least. The story of the disappearances and the history of the lake and the surrounding area and stuff I thought was really cool. So, really cool stuff there. I just think for me, it was just a little too much reading. It just got overblown. Now, in terms of story and concept, like I said, there is a lot to read in this game. The story is interesting. I do like the weird, mysterious vibe they're going for with the past events that's happened here, the deaths, the disappearances, the cataclysmic landslide, and all that kind of stuff. So all that is really cool to me. Like I said, though, it felt like a little bit too much to take in, like note after note after note. But maybe, you know, that's just me, of course. Aside from that, concept of the game is pretty cool. It is a walking simulator style game, but I think the way they broke it up with sort of environmental set pieces throughout really helped the game. Like finding stuff like the duck, and the duck gets, you know, killed or sucked up by, you know, by the lake or whatever. And then you find like the man, you know, the hiker that just kind of walks off into the woods, and you find his backpack. The cabin with the coffins in it, all that stuff was really cool. So I think they did a pretty good job of sort of breaking things up. And while the notes sort of did that as well, breaking up just walking around, breaking up the pacing is what I'm trying to say. Like I said, I think it was just sort of an information dump on a lot of the notes, and I don't really like that personally, but you know, that's just a personal nitpick of mine. Aside from that, all that's fine. In terms of performance, the game performs just fine. It has some hiccups here and there, though, and there are no options on the main menu for some reason, unless controls is options. No, it's not. Okay, so yeah, weird stuff. My computer fans are going kind of hot playing this game. I assume the game just needs to be optimized a little bit better. I assume maybe a lot of the foliage here and the trees, those kind of assets, I think, can be very straining, if not, I think, implemented correctly, because a lot of the stuff you only see sort of the outside of this in the game. So I hope they didn't, like, overpopulate with assets sort of, like, off in the distance, because then that probably would create the issues with the optimization. That's just a theory of mine. I don't really know, but I think performance is just kind of okay, because I don't really like my fans having to be, like, full blast the whole time I'm playing a game, but that's just me. But anyways, with all that being said, my final judgment for a Lakeside Walk, as I would say, it's okay. It's an okay little game. I had fun playing it, and it was a really interesting plot twist at the end. I forgot to mention that with the story and concept, with sort of the UFO coming in, and that's why there's no bodies, is because this UFO is taking all the bodies out of the lake. I find it to be really strange and pretty interesting. So while the visuals and the audio all came together pretty well, and I quite liked the overall atmosphere of the game and what they were going for, I think the performance can be improved upon, and I didn't quite like there being so much information through reading notes in this game. That's just personal nitpick of mine. But yeah, overall, it was a pretty decent little game either way, so keep up the great work, and I wish you the best of luck on your future endeavors. Tell me what you think in the comments below. What are your thoughts on this game? Do you agree or disagree with me? Do you have anything to add? You just want to say hi? Let me know what's up. And don't forget to check the pinned comment below and go play this game for yourself. Form your own opinion and tell the developer what you think about it. I'm sure they'd really appreciate your feedback as well as mine. And if you want to see more videos like this, hit subscribe, leave a like, comment, share the video, do all that fun stuff. I'd greatly appreciate your support. And thanks for watching my video. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I think that's all I have to say about it. So thanks for hanging out with me, and don't forget, the pale moth is always watching.